diamond from a city in Copeland. Smile talks out the sun with words so cold. Been that way since looking.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's presentation of the Bolt Racing League Pre-Legend Series, live from Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway. Qualifying underway, we're taking a look here at Peyton Snyder. Little bit of latency from that machine. Gonna keep with it, though. So far, Peyton Snyder top of the board as we sit. Checkered flag in the air. Still top of the board. Most of your drivers here just finishing up their laps. Majority of the field electing to qualify early. We're going to look here at Christopher Mixon in number 57, just coming to start his first lap. Lap number 1, going to put him 11th quick. Meanwhile, Pacey Wygant has gone top of the board. Checkered flag going to be out here for Christopher Mixon. Does not improve on lap number 2. He'll be 12th as of the current moment. Still a couple of drivers yet to go. It's like Christopher Perez, Brian Hotha, Brett Accord, and Rodney Ayers have yet to make a lap. First short track of the season here for the Pre-Legend Series. And a pretty tough one at that. This track, pretty bumpy, pretty old surface. Should be a pretty exciting show here tonight. Just waiting for qualifying to wrap up here. And this look high above here, you can see the dirt track there off of turn number 4. Bolt Racing League J&B Modified Touring Series may be making a stop there here in the future. A lot of the drivers here elected to qualify early. That left a whole bunch of action all at once, and now we sit and wait. You can see from that shot there just how aggressive this surface is. Really rough aggregate. Gonna be a real big talk here later tonight as we get further and further into this race. Gonna be a lot of talk about tires. Especially with this being a short track and go pretty long on fuel. Once again, with the Pre-Legend Series, we have a halfway caution, which will be on or around lap 100. 200 laps here on the board tonight. A lot of time for these drivers to figure things out a little bit, figure out the pecking order. but a great field here tonight. As we say that, field is starting to grid. Pacey Wygen in the number 00 going to be your pole sitter here tonight. Peyton Snyder in the number 42 to his outside. Row number 2 going to be the number 88 of Blaine Snyder with Byron Jones in the 19 to his outside. Row number 3 going to be Martin Roberg in the number 37 and Jimmy Mensch in the 94. Row number 4 going to be the 28 of Lane Myers and the 144 of Troy Washburn. Row number 5 going to be the 86 of Aaron Lester, and to his outside going to be the number 48 of Wesley Riddle. Row number 6 going to be the number 05 of Tristan Bear, and to his outside the number 57 of Christopher Mixon. Row number 7 going to be the number 35 of Casey Ellis, and to his outside going to be the number 14 of George Chimopoulos. Row number 8 going to feature the number 420 of Chris Chimopoulos, and to his outside the number 13 of Brian Hotham. Row number 9 going to be the number 15 of Brett Accord, and to his outside going to be the number 2 of Christopher Perez. Rounding out your field in the 10th and final row is the number 17 of Rodney Ayers. Sun just starting to set here in California. Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway. This race is going to go under the lights. Field now getting set to roll here for your first of 2 pace laps, and then they'll get the green flag. Lights on the pace car are extinguished. Driver's getting the 1 to go signal here. And they'll do battle for 200 laps. Longest race so far of the season, at least in the number of laps excuse me, but being a short track, anything can happen. And it's up to the drivers now. Green flag in the air. Pacey Wygen gonna get the early jump for your race lead. Peyton and Blaine Snyder there in back fighting for second. Bit on Peyton Snyder now for third. Further back, Byron Jones and Lane Myers there, 5th and 6th. We'll take a look back further here in the field. Number 144, Troy Washburn there on the top side, and Wesley Riddle to his inside. That is the battle for 10th at the moment. Further up, though, Blaine Snyder not giving up. One little slip up by Wygen. He'll pounce. Caution is out. 17 of Rodney Ayers spun around in turn number 4. We'll have to take a look back and see what happened to him. He will stay on the lead lap. Oh, looks like the 420 of Chris Demopoulos went around. And Ayers checked up. Car behind may not have seen it in time. Well, there's a separate incident there as well for the 13 of Brian Hotham. Got a little loose in the middle of the corner there. Trying to take a look back here and see what happened to the number 17 car. Oh, there it was. Yep, the 420 just got loose in the corner. 2 checked up, 17 didn't. And 17 got tagged. And that was the reason for our yellow there. But no harm, no foul. These drivers able to stay out and be on the lead lap. Rodney Ayers now coming in to repair, I believe, a little bit of damage. But 10 laps in the books. Wygen, your race leader. Blaine Snyder second, Peyton Snyder third, Martin Roberg fourth, and Byron Jones fifth. Rodney Ayers gonna get out of pit road in time to be able to stay on the lead lap. Just barely. You see the pace car coming there out of 4. Got a little lost in the cameras there momentarily, but we are good now. Wygen selects the bottom line. Probably going to be the line of choice here for most of the drivers that are leading and able to make a choice. The pace car going to pull in this time by, and then be in the hands of Pacey Wygen in the 00.
Green flag, green flag.
Wygen gets a good jump there, pulls ahead clear of Blaine Snyder. Peyton Snyder not able to follow through and do the same to Martin Roberg, though. Roberg up to third momentarily, at least, on the top line. Oh, it just barely taps the 88, and he's going to go around.
Yellow, yellow.
Multiple cars involved in that one. A lot of them look like they got through with minimal damage, if any, but... Man, Roberg going around. Byron Jones as well collected. Tristan Bear, Brian Hotham, George Chimopoulos. We're going to take a look back here to see what happened there. See, on the restart, Martin Roberg down the backstretch, might have just mistimed the braking, got into the back of the 88. And then from there, I'm assuming he was trying to avoid him and locked up the rears. You can see right there, a little bit of contact. 37 goes around. As well as multiple other cars. The 19 and the 94 getting a piece of it. Looks like Tristan Bear avoided most of the contact there. Looks like Byron Jones coming in to fix a little bit of damage. Robert loses wholesale spots out of that exchange. We're at the front row, no change there. Wygant still your leader, Blaine Snyder second. And in that exchange, Peyton Snyder as well losing a bunch of spots, but that promotes Lane Myers in the 28 up to third, Jimmy Mensch up to fourth, and Aaron Lester up to fifth. Your field getting the one to go signal here. They'll double up, double file, and we'll be going racing next time by.
Green flag, green flag.
Wygant fires off once again. Not quite as good of a restart. Blaine Snyder able to hold on to his outside. Little contact there. No harm, no foul. This is short track racing. Snyder almost put the bumper to him in the center of 3 and 4 there. Ooh, multiple cars in the back there, like making a little tap of the wall. We'll take a look back here throughout the field. Aaron Lester side by side there with the 57 of Christopher Mixon. That's the battle for your 6th place spot. Brett Accord also in there trying to get a piece of this action. Still side by side for 6th down the front stretch. Mixon now able to clear the 86 of Lester, and Brett Accord looks to do the same as well. Ooh, Lester went really wide there. Gave up a little more time, and that allows the 144 to get to his inside. Momentarily, at least. Take a look back here at Martin Roberg's pace car. Martin Roberg starting to make his way back up through the field, up to 10th as it currently, or 11th, excuse me, as it currently stands. Rodney Ayers as well, making a little charge through the field here. Did not set a lap in qualifying. Already up to 9th through the first opening 24 laps. Ooh, a little loose off of 4 there, but still able to get to the outside there, Troy Washburn. Ooh, got real wide there. Roberg able to get up to the top now. Byron Jones as well, following the 37 back up through the field. Really loose there for the 19. Back up front, your battle for the lead starting to heat up a little bit more. Blaine Snyder right on the bumper of Wygant. Snyder just waiting for one little hiccup, one little mistake. He picks his time, and it's now sails it in on the bottom. Side by side for your race lead. Wygant still going to have it that time by, and he'll clear into 1. Take a look back here. Battles further back. Wesley Riddle with a gaggle of cars right behind him. Christopher Mixon, Brett Accord. Martin Roberg, Byron Jones, and Rodney Ayers. Oh, contact! Martin Roberg and Byron Jones going to go around. We'll try to get going here before the pace car comes to him. Both will stay on the lead lap. We'll take a look back and see what happened there. Looks like Roberg got a little checked up there. Jones just was not prepared for that to happen. Yep, the 15. Just kind of a chain reaction there. Mixon had to check up a little bit, and then Brandon Accord checked up a little bit. Martin Roberg wasn't able to check up as much in time, avoids hitting the 15, but then Byron Jones, absolutely nothing he could have done. Taps the back of the 37, and both of them going to go around. And unfortunately, as they were starting to make their way up through the field, both of them were 8th and 9th at the time of the caution. Now back relegated to 16th and 17th. Roberg going to come down this time by, fix a little bit of damage. Maybe think about putting on some tires. Remember, still 68 laps to go until our halfway caution. A lot of time to be able to charge up through the field if you got some fresh tires. Indeed, that looks like what he's doing. Puts on 4 there. Gonna give up a couple spots, but he was already in the back. Honestly, I'd do the same. Might as well. Unless you're guaranteed to make up some time. But your field up front, gonna get the 1 to go signal here. Field forms up double file behind your pace car. And once again, Wygant gonna have the control on this restart.
Green, green, green.
Wygant with a little better restart that time. But Blaine Steiner still gonna hang right to his outside. Wygant gonna clear though, down the backstretch. A little bit of action further back here. Wesley Riddle with Rodney Ayers to his outside. Ayers slings it around the top and just about, I think he did clear him down the backstretch there. Oh, momentarily, a little wall contact. Rodney Ayers starting to make another line work here. Caution is out, though. Looks like about 4 or 5 cars here involved in that one. Ooh, maybe a couple more. Who is that? Brian Hotham gonna have heavy damage there. Nail toe. Unfortunate there. I believe the series does give a fast repair, so he will be able to come back out. But let's take a look back and see what happened to the number 13 car. Ooh, further up. Contact there. Oh, heavy contact between Chris Chimopoulos and Tristan Bear. That stacked up a couple cars further back in the field. We'll take a look at it here from a different angle. Oh, yeah, the 420 just washed up a little bit. Got the quarter panel of the 05. Gosh, and that was a hit to the inside wall for Chris Chimopoulos. A lot of these other cars look like they didn't get a whole lot of damage, though. Tristan Bear coming in here, getting some tires. Along with a couple other cars. Galeria's up front, electing to stay out here. But as a reminder, still just about 60 to go until our halfway break at lap 100. Gonna be a big game to see if and when these guys elect to come in for some tires. If they do it before the halfway break, another yellow maybe. We'll have to wait and see. But in the meantime, field gonna get the 1 to go signal here, and once again gonna be in the hands of Pacey Wygen out front. Oh, Blaine Snyder and Pacey Wygen not showing each other any love here on the pace lap. But pace car made the way to the infield.
Green, green, green.
We're back to the restart. Wygen with a much better jump that time. Ooh, contact in the back. 144, Troy Washburn going around. Along with the 420 of Chris Chimopoulos, I believe that is. Oh no, excuse me, that's the 14 of George Chimopoulos. Heavy front end damage to that machine. Let's take a look back and see if we can see what happened there. Oh man, the 144 was really high and Tristan Bear was right on his quarter panel. Contact was made. Let's try to see if we can get a little different camera angle here. There you have it. Tristan Bear coming down once again for some damage repairs, along with the 14 of George Chimopoulos. With some heavy front end damage. Gonna give up a couple laps here. And once again, this time by, field gonna get the 1 to go signal. And it will be in the hands of Pacey Wygen.
Green, green, green.
Wygen once again gonna get a pretty good jump. Just about clears Blaine Snyder into 1, and there he does. Further back, Jimmy Mensch. Wow. I don't know who that was, but I hope that was not intentional. That looked like a right hook there. But Jimmy Mensch gonna get some heavy front end damage out of that one. Oh, and rear end damage. Thing's dog tracking like a next gen that got the toe length knocked out. More like a dirt modified touring series. Our cars look like that to begin with. All right. Being serious now, let's take a look back and see what happened here to the 94 Jimmy Mensch. Oh, the 57 way overcooked the corner. Oh, man. Just got the quarter panel of Jimmy Mensch. Mensch got loose from that and overcorrected, shot hard into the outside wall. Definitely a slow start to this one. 49. Field once again getting the 1 to go signal. Now look at that up front. Rodney Ayers, after starting dead last in this one, keep his nose clean through the chaos and up to 4th. Rodney is a self-proclaimed Richmond merchant.
Green, green,
This track
green.
has a lot of similarities. Going to be interesting to see if he can capitalize on it here tonight. But green flag back in the air. Wygen with a pretty good jump once again. Clears the 88. Ayers making that middle line work there. For the time being. So he gives up a little time there. Peyton Snyder now going to take a little bit of advantage. Gets to his inside. Take a look further back once again. Aaron Lester, Byron Jones. Byron Jones on the recovery drive. Back up to 8th. Jimmy Mensch must have used his faster pair because he's already picking his way back up through the field. Now up to 12th. Briefly. Field starting to get moving here. Hopefully this trend continues. Hopefully I didn't just curse us for another yellow, but Blaine Snyder now right onto the bumper of Pacey Wygen. Peyton Snyder now making his way around the 28 of Leighton Myers after that earlier incident. Another driver on the recovery here. Clears Leighton Myers into 1 for the 3rd position. Byron Jones able to get around a couple more cars. He's up to 6th. Wesley Riddle in the 48 there's got company from behind. Brett Accord hot on his heels. He'll take the inside line into 3. Door to door there for the battle for 7th. Brett Accord going to take it away into 1. Martin Roberg trying to follow through and do the same. He does so. But now you start to see the tire difference here throughout these cars coming up through the back. Still 36 laps, until our halfway caution. A lot of time for these drivers on fresher tires to come up through the field. But up front, these guys have not pitted since the drop of the green. Oh, Snyder put the bumper to Wygant there. Probably didn't have the reaction he was hoping. Lost a little bit of time there. That allows Peyton Snyder to close into this battle. Lane Myers there on the 28, sitting 4th, not going away either. 1 second separate your top 4 here. One little slip up from these guys up front. It's still, oh, contact coming out of turn 4 there. Whoa, Christopher Mixon just about got hit by the leaders. He is sitting 1 lap down. Maybe still fighting some damage. Maybe he was just trying to get out of the way there. That's probably actually what it was. These guys up front, though, still turning some pretty rapid laps. 420 of Chris Chimopoulos going to get put a lap down. He lets him through cleanly. As well as the 14 of George Chimopoulos going to go a couple extra laps down. Blaine Steiner put the bumper to Wygant there down the front stretch. You really get to see there how different these guys are running this place. May not look like it just by how nose to tail they are, but especially getting into 3, you can really see when they're getting on the brakes and when they're getting back on the gas. Completely different spots. See, Snyder charges the entry a lot more, and then gives up a little bit on exit. As I say, that Wygant got a little wide there. And Snyder able to close in once again. 25 laps to go, this time by until our halfway break. Still anyone's game here at the front of this one. We'll take a look further back once again through the field, side by side there with Brett Accord. That is for 7th. Robert able to clear into turn 1. Oh, Ayers made contact with the wall there off of 2. Ooh, heavy contact with the wall there. That was Chris Chimopoulos. Whoa, a couple of cars go around. Christopher Mixon, Chris Tremopoulos, both going around. And that'll bring out another yellow. Let's take a look back and see what happened that time. Oh, and Chris Tremopoulos went up off the surface, just ran out of room. Mixon and Tremopoulos getting stuck behind the pace car there. They will get that lap back, though, because they are ahead of the leader. And Tremopoulos did take that lap again already. Oh, and the 144 Troy Washburn came down pit road that time by. And I think you might have been a little bit late getting out of the pits and gonna get stuck a lap down. When we get the green once again, gonna be 18 laps until our pre-scheduled halfway break at lap 100. Wygant still your leader. Blaine Snyder second, Jimmy Mensch promoted to third, Byron Jones to fourth. Couple drivers throughout the field electing to take tires. Lane Myers and Peyton Snyder among those. But we're coming to green this time by 18 laps till our halfway break. Wygant not able to get going on the restart that time by. Oh, he threw it up in front of Blaine Snyder, but Blaine Snyder going to cross over, go down to the bottom of Wygant here into 3. Wygant pinches him down there out of 4. Still side by side, though, at the stripe. Still door to door. Blaine Snyder maybe with a little bit of an advantage there. Wygant, oh, he tried momentarily to get to the bottom, and Blaine Snyder tried to block him, but couldn't do it. Wygant now to the inside of Snyder. Snyder gonna clear, though, out of 4. Now Byron Jones up to second. Does Byron Jones have anything for Blaine Snyder? And as a reminder, Byron Jones collected in a couple earlier incidents, may have some fresher tires. We weren't able to see if he took tires, but judging by his pace here, I wouldn't doubt it. Tries cross under Snyder. Snyder tried pinching him down there. Not able to. Oh, and we have a caution. 86 of Aaron Laster stopped on the front stretch. He gets it rolling once again, though. Oh, car just stepped out from under him out of 4 there. Fortunately, noses it into the wall, not able to get it rolling once again until after the yellow has already thrown. But that is going to make strategy very interesting here. It's just a short handful of laps until our halfway caution. None of these drivers up front, though, electing to pit. Troy Washburn, after getting caught out on a yellow the previous caution, gonna get his lap back here, I believe, on the Lucky Dog. Gonna be just a handful of laps here until our halfway break. Gonna be very interesting to see how this one plays out. A lot of heavy hitters at the front once again. Blaine Snyder with the lead, Byron Jones second, Pacey Wygant third, and Martin Roberg, after his early couple incidents he was involved in, up to fourth once again. Jimmy Mensch, after heavy contact with the wall earlier, up to fifth. And our focus is going to turn back up to the front of this one. Going to be 8 laps to go at the line until our halfway break. Field in the hands of Blaine Snyder.
Green, green, green.
Snyder able to pull clear of Byron Jones there into turn number 1. Caution is back out. Lane Myers facing the wrong way. Oh, that was some terrible netcode there between the 05 and the 28. 28 gets the butt end of it there as he goes around. You're going to be last car on the lead lap with just a couple short laps until our halfway break. Blaine Snyder there and Pacey Wygant as well, electing to come down and take some tires. Jimmy Mensch as well, Aaron Lester, Rodney Ayers. All of them came in that time. Christopher Mixon getting one of his laps back. Oh, Aaron Lester might have to race the pace car out here. Oh, and he's not going to be able to do it. Lester going to be scored a lap down here, unfortunately. Oh, maybe. If he beat the pace car out, that's pretty impressive because he was real close to being a lap down there. Field getting the 1 to go signal there. Gonna be a 3-lap dash until our scheduled halfway caution at lap 100. About even split on drivers coming in at the front. That last caution gonna be interesting to see how that shakes it up here at the halfway break.
Green flag, green flag.
Jones gets a pretty good jump, but Roberg able to hang on to his outside there. Through 1 and 2, Jones going to have the advantage. Further back. Casey Ellis putting on a pretty good charge, up to 4th. Peyton Snyder throws it down to the bottom of Martin Roberg. Just barely at his quarter panel off the corner. Roberg got a clear. Snyder, after getting on some fresher tires, up to 8th. I could be wrong, but I believe that previous caution may have been considered our halfway caution by the race control. No caution thrown here yet, so I think that may be the case. A lot of slicing and dicing up here, though. Blaine Snyder up to 6th now. Charging through this field. Whoa, Aaron Lester coming out of the pits. A lot of drivers had to take evasive action, and they were 3 wide momentarily. They get it sorted out, though. Up front, though, Blaine Snyder has worked his way up to the fifth position. And Byron Jones still holding on to your race lead over Martin Roberg. Peyton Snyder 3rd, Casey Ellis 4th. We'll take a look further back once again. Lane Myers. Oh, Aaron Lester gonna get tagged there. Goes around. No caution as of yet. I think race control might be hoping he gets going. Yellow does get thrown just as he gets turned around. But you can see behind, the field was starting to get up to him. Let's take a look again further back here. You can see just the lines of those couple cars ahead, the 28 and the 2. Lester had to check up to avoid the 2, and the 00 couldn't get checked up in time. Just tags the 86, and the 86 goes around. And Lester was 4 laps down at the time. Definitely not going to help his case there. Christopher Mixon in the 57 there. You see him going around to get his lucky dog, though. That puts him back on the lead lap. But now let's restart. Gonna bunch up the field once again. Blaine Snyder, after taking those tires on the freshest tires in the field at the moment, sitting 5th on the restart. Wesley Riddle sits 6th in the number 48 there. Tristan Bear in the 05, 7th. Jimmy Bench in the 94, 8th. Lane Myers in the 28, 9th. And Brett Accord rounds out your top 10. Just behind them, we got the 17 of Rodney Ayers, the 00 Pacey Wygant, the 144 of Troy Washburn, the number 2 of Christopher Perez, excuse me. 420 of Chris Chimopoulos, 14 of George Chimopoulos, and the 86 of Aaron Lester. Field getting the 1-to-go signal here. And they'll double up once again. I'll be coming back to a restart next time by.
Green flag, green flag.
Roberg with a good restart that time. They're even through 1 and 2. Byron Jones going to pull out a little bit, though, down the backstretch. Not enough, though. Roberg's still there. Door to door for your lead. Roberg going to have it at the line. Still side by side for your lead. Byron Jones not giving up easily. Roberg gonna clear this time, though. Roberg, your new race leader. Casey Ellis back there up to third. I was chatting with a couple of the drivers before the race, and Casey Ellis was pretty confident coming into this. One of his so-called comfort tracks, if you will. Just a track he feels really good at and has won in the past here. And definitely showing that he has something to fight with here in this race. Blaine Snyder there getting a little impatient with Peyton Snyder. Peyton Snyder getting around the 35 of Ellis. Blaine Snyder going to do the same. Further back, though, a lot of drivers getting their muscles out and getting each other out of the way, or trying to at least. Wygant there in 10th. Bit about the same time as Blaine Snyder, not able to follow him through the pack just as he did. But maybe playing the long game here, we'll have to see. Whoa, evasive maneuvers there for Byron Jones. Getting real loose off the corner. Blaine Snyder going to try to take advantage here. Whoa, once again, hard contact with the wall that time. Byron Jones getting real loose. That messed up his entry there into turn 3. That promotes Blaine Snyder, who's on a pretty fresh set of tires, up to second. Roberg has it. Snyder wants it. Right on his bumper. Trying to find a way around the 37 machine. Just barely to the inside out of turn 4 there. Door to door into turn number 1. Side by side, going down the backstretch. Snyder going to have the advantage at the moment. Whoa, Roberg got tapped there by the number 42 machine. And Roberg will fall back all the way to 7th out of that transaction. A lot of these drivers getting aggressive for still having 75 laps to go. Byron Jones, though, back up here to 3rd. Oh, caution is out, and I heard it out of the corner of my ear. Lane Myers may have been involved. Let's take a look back and see what happened there. Oh, they were 3 wide getting into 3. Oh, and Martin Roberg was involved as well. They were 3 wide, they were getting into 3 and just ran out of room. Lane Myers tagging the 37. And Roberg gonna get once again involved in something. Been an unfortunate day. It seems like he's had the speed to do it, but just not the luck. A lot of drivers electing to come down here for tires. Your top 5 all staying out. Blaine Snyder, Peyton Snyder, Lane Myers, Christopher Perez, and Rodney Ayers on old tires. Rest of the field, though, going to be on fresh tires here on the restart. Pacey Wygant beats them all out of pit road. Going to line up 6th on the restart. And Chris Chimopoulos that time got the lucky dog. He's now 1 lap down. Blaine Snyder will be your leader on the restart. And Peyton Snyder going to be to his outside. And as we've already seen, Peyton Snyder willing to rough up a driver for a spot. Does he do it to Blaine? We'll have to wait and see. Green flag back in the air. They fire off down the front stretch. Blaine Snyder with a pretty okay jump. Peyton Snyder still going to hang out to his outside. And we have a yellow once again. Looks like Troy Washburn, Tristan Bear involved. Martin Roberg involved in something else yet again. Tristan Bear with some heavy rear end damage there. You can see him dog tracking. Got the, who was it, Sam Hornish? That wicked skew. Oh no, it was Scott Speed, I think, at the All-Star race? Possibly? Oh, he's getting real loose now with that. But we'll take a look back and see what happened there on the restart to bring out our yellow. Oh, and it was further up here. Oh, man. 144 had a checkup. And I don't believe Roberg was prepared. Let's take a look further up here and see if we can see what caused that stack up. Oh, might have been just a little bit of a lockup under braking there for the 144. As before they even made contact, the 144 was starting to get loose. And Roberg, again, with nowhere to go. I think Tristan Bear got the worst end of the deal there. He sits on pit road now waiting for damage to fix. I believe he's used his faster pair up already. So going to have to wait on the repairs. Snyder and Snyder still 1 and 2 though. Gonna be, I believe, 66 to go, if my math is correct, on the restart. Yeah, 66 laps to go here at Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway. lot of chaos going down already in this one. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's more to come. Oh, and by the way, Aaron Lester was your lucky dog driver that time by up to 3 laps down.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag back in the air. Blaine Snyder able to pull away a little bit that time. Clears Peyton Snyder there on the restart. Lane Myers charging hard into turn number 3. Trying to get to the inside of Peyton Snyder for second. But further back, Christopher Perez, Rodney Ayers going at it. That's your battle for 4th. Almost contact there off the corner. Yellow is out. Ooh, looks like a lot of cars involved in that one. Casey Ellis. Martin Roberg once again involved. Oh, man. Mixon thought he was there and just overcooked it a little bit. We've seen that before tonight. Just got a little hot at entry, and that sent the 35 around and collected a couple others. And man, Roberg back there's got to be thinking, what am I doing wrong? Just in everything, and a lot of it just boils down to luck. Because it's really clear he's definitely got the speed. He just keeps getting stuck back in that hornet's nest in the back of the field. So he comes down once again to repair damage. 420 there. Christian Montplus getting the wave around. He is back on the lead lap. Hasn't been back there for, I believe, almost 100 laps. But that's what patience and perseverance gets you. Blaine Snyder still your leader on this restart. Caution lights are out. We'll be back racing again here next time by. 59 laps to go.
Green flag, green flag.
Blaine still getting a pretty good jump that time, but able to shut the door down the backstretch. Rodney Ayers up to 4th and looking for 3rd around the outside of Lane Myers. He's been using that middle line most of the night, and I think a lot of the advantage to there just boils down to being able to carry the momentum. You see it working there. Oh, Lane Myers gets really loose, and Rodney Ayers made contact with the wall. Both of them going to give up a little bit of time there. contact with the wall again. Behind, that was Brett Accord. After hitting the wall, getting a little sideways, we stay green though. Pacey Wygant now jumps up in front of Rodney Ayers, trying to get to the outside of Lane Myers, and he does that time. Wygant gonna clear into turn number 1. Move Wygant up to 3rd. And Byron Jones behind was trying to follow him through and do the same. Went to the bottom there, little contact. Lane Myers still sideways, trying to recover after that. Jones now up to 4th, though. Whoa, Rodney Ayers got real sideways off the corner there. But now up front, we're having to fight through that group that stayed out on old tires. Wygant not able to be closing the gap much here. And I say that he got a 10th of that lap. But we're 3/4 the way through this race. 150 down, 50 to go this time. Wygant now starting to close in on Peyton Snyder. Under a half a second separating those two. We'll take a look further back though. There's great battles all throughout this field. Rodney Ayers sitting 9th. Christopher Perez 10th here. Two closest cars on track. Ooh, Ayers again with contact with the wall. Wesley Riddle, I wouldn't say having a quiet day, but he's avoided all the chaos, which is the good thing. But sitting 8th at the moment. Brett Accord 7th. Lane Myers 6th. Jimmy Mensch got around Lane for 5th. Byron Jones 4th. Pacey Wygant 3rd, who is now hot on the heels of Peyton Snyder. And if he's able to get around Peyton, next driver up the road is your leader, Lane Snyder in the 88. Wygant trying to find some kind of alternate line to get around Peyton Snyder here for 2nd. Hot on the heels of him though. Now Peyton Snyder, excuse me, has picked up the pace and is actually catching Blaine Snyder once again. Whoa, sideways there. Wygant gonna throw it down to the bottom of him. Door to door for 2nd. Peyton Snyder gonna barely clear into 1, but doesn't close the door. Pacey Wygant still there on the bottom. Well, all this is going on. Blaine Snyder starting to pull away once again. Up to 1.1 seconds, that's a gap. Pacey Wygant starting to dig into that spot. And as I say that, Peyton Snyder pulls clear. Snyder able to hang on a second, but as those two were side by side, that allowed Byron Jones to close in. Snyder got a little wide there. That lets Pacey Wygant get to his inside. Snyder just barely at his quarter panel. Drives it off hard into the corner. You saw him having a counter steer. Got really loose on entry. That allows Wygant to clear. Now Byron Jones behind, side by side with Snyder. Oh, heavy contact. Jones able to hang on, but man, that was some serious bumper action there. Peyton Snyder, or Blaine Snyder, excuse me, having to work his way through some traffic. Dispatches of the 420 of Chris Chimopoulos. Next up the road, I believe that is Martin Roberg, who is still fighting a little bit of damage. Wygant starting to reel in your race leader. Just about a tenth of the lap. $33 laps to go this time. Wygant sitting second. Jones third. Peyton Snyder holding on to fourth. Jimmy Mensch in fifth, starting to reel in him though. Lane Myers sitting sixth. Wesley Riddle moves up to seventh since last time we checked in with him. Brett Accord eighth. Excuse me. There we go. Brett Accord in the 15, eighth. Christopher Perez in the 2, 9th. Rodney Ayers 10th. Troy Washburn in the 144 sits 11th. Casey Ellis 12th. And there's Martin Roberg. I believe he still has a little bit of nose damage, and that's definitely affecting his car. You can see he's really falling off with pace now. He's under threat of going a lap down here to Blaine Snyder. His longest green flag run of the night, and man, I hope it continues. Blaine Snyder ahead, 2 lap down cars. Roberg gonna get out of the way. Next up the road is the 57 of Christopher Mixon. He's had his own troubles with damage, 8 laps down currently. Snyder gonna clear him. We'll take a look back here, further back. You see Pacey Wygant. Gap has started to even out a little bit. Byron Jones third. Peyton Snyder fourth. Starting to reel back Byron Jones actually a little bit. Jimmy Mensch still a pretty close fifth. Back behind him, we have a little bit of a battle here. Wesley Riddle getting to the bumper of Lane Myers for sixth. Whoa, Lane Myers having to fight the rear end of that car. Wesley Riddle trying to find a way around him. Whoa, just barely at his quarter panel there. Lane Myers forces it clear, though. Back behind a little bit, Rodney Ayers up to 9th. Whoa, Aaron Lester goes around on the backstretch, keeps it straight. We're going to stay green for the moment. Chris Chimopoulos calls it a night. "20 laps to go." The gap between Lane Snyder and Pacey Wygant slowly shrinking. It's maybe at most half a tenth per lap. If it stays at the half a tenth per lap, excuse me, Wygant not going to be able to get there. But a lot of things can change in this one. We saw how many cautions we had throughout the middle portion of that race. There's still a lot of time. Byron Jones starting to pull away a little bit from Peyton Snyder. The entire top 5 about evenly split. And Blaine Snyder has started putting a little bit more of a gap on Pacey Wygant for your race lead. Whoa, the 2-car, Christopher Perez in the inside wall. That gonna bring out a caution. That changes everything. Let's take a look back and see what happened here. Oh, just lost it. Rear end stepped out from underneath him, and not much he could do from there. Just a passenger made contact with the inside wall. That's going to bring out a yellow. And on the restart, going to be 10 to go. A lot of split decisions up here at the front. Your top 4 opting to stay out on old tires. Rest of the field, though, coming in. Rodney Ayers as well had stayed out. So I believe that will be Peyton Snyder, who is the first car on new tires. As Martin Roberg may have been, but he was fixing damage and elects to come back down and fix a little bit more. So Peyton Snyder going to be the first car on new tires. Blaine Snyder, your race leader. Excuse me, on the restart, it will be 9 laps to go. Before that caution, Wygant and Snyder pretty evenly matched on pace. Going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Byron Jones, Jimmy Mensch, Rodney Ayers brought back into the conversation. And Peyton Snyder drops back from 4th down to 6th, but he is on the freshest tires in the field. 9 laps to do it, and we'll see it all here live on Capital Racing Network.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag back in the air. Blaine Snyder gets a not as good of a jump as he has before. Pacey Wygant times it out well. He'll hang on the quarter panel of Snyder. Side by side down the backstretch. Oh, contact. And the caution flag is out. Snyder was your leader at the time of caution. We'll take a look back and see what happened. It looks like it may have been the 14 of George Timopoulos involved in that one. Let's see what started that one. Oh, Rodney Ayers actually involved in that one. Oh, the 15 of Brett Accord tapped him a little bit in the center of the corner. He was checking up. Both going to lose some wholesale positions there. Rodney Ayers comes back down. Martin Roberg still fixing some damage. He stays on the lead lap, though, for the moment. But now for those cars that took tires, that just shortens the time they're able to do anything. I believe it'll be about 5, maybe 4 laps to go when we get back to green. And as a reminder for the folks at home, Peyton Snyder on the previous caution, from Peyton Snyder on back, that is, all on fresh tires. Jimmy Mensch in 4th, on up, on old tires. Time is running out, though. One to go signal there. These drivers will have 4 laps to settle it before the checkered flies. Blaine Snyder probably hoping for a little bit better restart this time. Pacey Wygant was almost able to grab the lead from him for a moment on the previous caution.
Green, green, green.
Snyder with a little bit better restart that time. Clears them by 2 cars. Wygant not giving up easily. Behind you see the cars on fresh tires trying to find a way through the field. Wygant not going away. Peyton Snyder up to 4th, trying to find a way around Byron Jones, but we have 2 laps to go. Snyder now on the inside of Jones, excuse me. Sideways, white flag is out. Blaine Snyder, your leader. Down the backstretch. Wygant throws it in one last time, but it's not going to be enough. Blaine Snyder, for the first time this season, gets it done here at Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway. Pacey Wygant gets second. Peyton Snyder third. Byron Jones fourth. And Jimmy Mensch rounds out your top 5. And we'll actually take a look back and see what happened here on that last lap between these two that were fighting for third. Oh, door to door, and Byron Jones just got a little bit of the wall, and that gave Peyton Snyder just enough of an advantage to take home your third place position. But Blaine Snyder, after having a lot of good runs this season, finally gets the chip, gets it done here at Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway. And he'll burn it down in style. Remember, Chad said to crack the rear. I'm kidding. I think it's funny I mentioned that, and that paint is a Jeff Gordon paint with a Dale Jr. 88 on it, and it has absolutely nothing to do with what I just said, but I found it funny. Now I'm wondering if there is a victory lane here. He's pulling on the infield. We're going to find out the same as him. Oh, there is a little pad there. Okay, that is the victory lane. Look at that. And you see him wiggling the wheel there. Definitely one happy camper there. But Blaine Snyder getting it done tonight. And we'll get an interview here with your top 3. We're going to start off with tonight's race winner, Blaine Snyder. Hey, Blaine, this is Bobby in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Had a lot of good runs this season and one that finally closed out. Walk us through your race tonight here at Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway.
Oh, man. It was fun. I had a lot of fun. The goal was just to save as much tire as I could, stick around to the end, and luckily it all worked out.
You had a lot of guys on fresh tires behind you. Were you thinking they were going to have a chance to get to you there on those last couple of restarts?
I'm not going to say I wasn't worried, but, the couple of restarts we had on some old tires, especially in the first half of the race, I knew I could still put down a good lap time. I think that last restart, that last green white checker that we just had, I think my top lap time there was like a 10th off of my fastest lap of the whole race. So I was able to keep the speed up pretty good.
Alrighty, yeah, and great run here tonight. Anybody you'd like to thank for tonight's win?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Peyton. He kind of helped me out there in that last long run that we had, holding off Pacey for a little while, let me try to build up a good lead. And unfortunately, it didn't work out like that, but it's nice to know you got teammates that are willing to help you out.
Yep, thank you for your time. Good run to you, and go celebrate tonight's win. Congrats.
Appreciate it, man.
That was Blaine Snyder in the 88-year race winner here tonight at Kern. We'll get a word here next with Pacey Wygant, your second place finisher. Hey, Pacey, this is Bobby in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah.
Had a good run going here tonight. Couldn't quite get the win here tonight at Kern, but still a great run. Walk us through your race.
Yeah, 00 car was pretty fast. Yeah, that's about it though. It was just fast. I don't know, this place was impossible to pass at. No matter what lap tires, fresher tires you had, it was just impossible to pass, so. At one point, I had a lap car come out, rejoin right in front of me for no apparent reason. Yeah, I don't know, just people being dumb, so. Just what it is, we'll move on, and I have no clue when I'll be back in the Erica car, so.
Well, you had a great run here tonight. Anybody you'd like to thank for your second place finish?
Yeah, massive shout out to Blaine and Peyton for their podiums. Got to shout out you for broadcasting and yeah, PBR Racing, I guess. So, but yeah,
Alrighty. Thank you for your time, and good luck next time we see you.
Yep.
Now it's Macy Wyden, your second place finisher. We'll get a word next with Peyton Snyder, your third place finisher. Hey, Peyton, this Bobby in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, man.
Had a really good run going there and chose to take tires late. Walk us through that decision.
I was just wicked, man. I wore them off trying to kind of fend Pacey off there. I knew Pacey was on a little bit better tires than us. So I say us because I was obviously trying to get Blaine a win. So I was just the third best, I think, tonight. I don't really know. Haven't raced here before, so just took the hour practice session, really just kind of practicing Q runs because I figured it would be hard to pass. And sure enough, I was right. So qualified up front and just tried to keep it up front. And yeah, the tires. There was only, I don't know, I think there's like 12 cars on lead lap. So I was like, well, I guess I'd rather be coming from 8th, than restarting 3rd with or 4th with old tires. So at least give myself a chance.
Yeah, definitely put on a pretty good run here tonight. We got Milwaukee next week. You looking forward to that one?
Yeah, Milwaukee is one of those tracks that takes a special kind of technique and definitely a racer's racetrack. So, yeah, I am looking forward to it. I think it'll be a good show.
Alrighty, and anybody you'd like to thank here tonight for your third place finish?
Appreciate Bolt for putting this on and everybody that raced clean in the second half of the race there a little bit. You for broadcasting, we appreciate it, and shout out Blaine on the dub. So we don't have a team name yet. We're working on that, but I'm assuming it'll Snyder something.
Alrighty, well, we'll let you go home, and congrats to your brother on the... it is your brother, correct?
Yeah.
Alrighty, just so we're clear on that. Congrats to your brother on the win.
We are brothers. Yes.
Yeah, congrats to your brother on the win, and congrats to you tonight on your third place finish. We'll let you guys go celebrate.
Yeah, thanks, man.
And that was Peyton Snyder, your third place finisher. A lot of action went down here tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. And won't be live here from Capital Racing Network next week, unfortunately. I will be on vacation, so unless somebody else is taking the reins, we'll have to wait and see. Pay attention to the Discord. There may still be a broadcast, but it won't be from me. So, yeah, pay attention to the Discord for the next broadcast. We hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast, and we will see you next time. Stay safe, and peace.